guys. Okay, so yesterday in the live stream we made a new little journal for our art together on Sundays, and I wanted to come on here and just make a separate little video just so that those of you who weren't able to catch the live stream, or rather than trying to replay a live stream, want to see this again, I am going to very simply make another little art journal. It's a junk journal, art journal. We're using a 6x9 inch envelope. Mine happened to be white. You can buy these in manila envelopes, standard shipping type envelope. They're 9 inches. Isn't that right? Isn't that 6x9? 9 inches that way. Yes, 9 inches. 9 inches this way, 6 inches this way. So if you fold this, a standard sheet of copy paper, which is what I forgot to bring over here, fits into it. So this is, if you take half of it, it will fit. I'm gonna go get a piece. Sorry. Sorry, you can prepare and prepare and prepare, and then you forget one of the things you need. So if I take this piece of copy paper, which is 8.5 by 11, and I tear it right in half, and then I fold it in half. It fits nicely into this 6x9. Now I'm going to use this painted 6x9 envelope just because I want to. And I have a thought on that. Okay, so now I have 2 pages made from 1 sheet of copy paper. And we don't have to have all of our papers be exactly the same size. I believe this may be a little bit bigger than the copy paper. Not a big deal. This is just some, it was a book of gridded paper. What do we want to call that? I forgot what that's called. It'll come to me, as soon as this video is over, right? We're making a junk journal, so all the pages don't have to be exactly the same size. One of the things I wanted in the last journal that we worked on was to make sure that we had different substrates, different things. This one's not near as important for that. You're using whatever you happen to have. If all your pages are copy paper, that's fine. Excuse me. This is a sheet out of an old gigantic encyclopedia. It has very fine paper, but the paper's pretty sturdy. Now, is this going to be too tall? Let's see here. No, it is just going to fit. Yeah. And it's nice and thin. It's kind of on the order of rice paper. Not quite, but... And you see, I'm leaving the torn edges. I'm not worrying about that. I think that's going to be a fun part of it. I have, these are out of a children's dictionary. I have a couple of book papers, and these are heavier. This is real thin book paper. This is much heavier book paper. And again, it's not exactly the same size as our copy paper, but that's okay. This is a piece of map paper. Now, I think we're going to have to fold this into 4 pieces, and I'm only going to use 2 of them, so we're going to set this piece aside. I don't need that many pages, and I don't want to get the book too thick. One of the things that you'll find is that there's a lot more pages in here than you think when you start arting in it. The other thing about having a junk journal and using different kinds of paper is that sometimes it makes you stretch your imagination a little bit when you're working on the page. It's always fun. Well, see, now this one is as tall as the others, or not quite, but it's not as wide. Now, does that fit? Yes. That just sticking up there just bothers me. All right, so now we have a great big envelope. I'll take this tab off the top. Let's see here. I'm going to need to trim this down just a little bit, which is okay, seeing as how it's kind of torn. Okay. And not only is that going to give us a couple of pages, it's going to give us a page with a window in it, which might be fun to work on. You never know, we might just cover it up, or we might use the window. We'll find out. Is this, that may be going to be a little too wide. Let's see here. Yep, I think it is. We don't want our pages sticking out past our book. Yeah, see, they're sticking out just a little too much, so I'm going to trim them off. Yep, not straight. Okay. Yeah, that works. Okay, now I have some fun paper bag, and I think it'll make 4 pages. So we only want 2. I'm doing things like 2 of each different pieces of paper. Okay, let's put it over there. I also like my pages to be just a little bit different sizes here and there. That just Okay. So now we have some real thin paper and we have some real thick paper. We have some decorated paper, we have some plain paper. This happens to be a sheet of beautiful, beautiful, I believe, tea-dyed paper from my friend Lisa. And I want to use it. Okay, now this happens, I believe, to be a relatively heavy copy paper. It might just feel heavier because of the dye that's in it. I don't know. Is that going to be too big? No, it's just barely going to fit. I think these are going to get trimmed off just a little bit. That one too, so. We're just going to take a little off of them just to make them fit just a little better into the book. Okay. Now I'm just sort of centering everything, just in general, just keeping it centered. I'm not really worried about how they're in here. I did kind of put the writing the right direction up. I'm not worried whether or not they are in the same order as I picked them up the last time. And I am going to put this paper bag in the middle because it's a sturdy paper. So pick a sturdy paper for your center. Okay, so how many sheets do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 and 16 is 32. That gives us like 64 pages. This book, if you only worked on it once a week, it'd be a whole year's worth. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to center my pages and take a look. See, they're still a little bit too big once they got in there, so I'm going to trim them off a little bit. Remember, this is a junk journal. It's an art journal. It's a junk journal. made with all kinds of paper, so we have lots of different substrates to work with. And it's now not straight. Okay. All right. Let's see if it will fit in here well now. Yeah, see, now my pages are covered up by the cover. All right. And now we need some cording. Those pieces are too short, is what's happening, which is not a problem. Now, if you wanted, you could use elastic to tie this in. I'm going to sew mine in today. Let's see here. This piece is plenty long enough. You need it to be at least twice as long. 1, 2, plus the third allows you to have plenty of room to tie. So that's always a good thing. All right, now then we're going to need a needle. I like one that's not too thick and heavy. Come on now, go in there. Huh. I usually don't have this much trouble. I may have to get a bigger needle. I think what's happened is that this needle has been used so much with wax linen that it's got wax built up in the eye, which, there we go. Sorry, guys. All right, so now we have our needle. And we have our things all kind of made. Now, if you want, you can clip these together. I don't usually worry about it. And I'm not going to measure. This is a junk journal, remember. I'm going to stick a hole in the middle. Don't do that. There we go. That goes all the way to the outside. Oh. Okay. And then I need one, say 1/2 inch down from the top. There's a lot of pages in here. And I want another one about 1/2 inch down from the bottom. Okay. Let's close that before I stick myself. All right, now I'm going to bring it in a little bit so you can see a little better. All right. This is our top edge right here. And I'm going to tie this just a little different so we can use the strings as decoration. So I'm going to go from the inside to the outside. I'm going to come down. I'm going to leave myself a little bit of a tail. I'm going to come down to the middle, and I'm going to go from the outside to the inside. Then I'm going to go down to the bottom and go from the inside to the outside. And this is where it differs from a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I'm going to wrap it around this bottom edge. I like to do that when I have a lot of odd and different papers in here because it helps to hold this little part right there down. Do make sure that when you go back through that hole that you don't catch your thread. And when you pull this, pull it snug, but don't pull it real tight because you don't want to bend your envelope all up. You just want it snug. And then you're going to go back in to this hole right here. And back out from this one. Okay, so now we have wax linen all the way up there, and we'll have wax linen all the way here. Okay. Okay, this is considerably longer. Since I want to keep them, I'm going to adjust it a little bit. Now they're similar in length, and that makes me a little happier. And now I'm going to tie this, but I'm going to tie it right here at the top. Okay. And that is our little journal. We will be doing things to this little journal. We'll be adding some charms. We'll be doing all kinds of odds and ends of art in it. For now, this is as far as I'm going to go. We can put a latch on this. We might put an extra flap on this. I don't know what we're going to do with it yet. But that is just a little junk art journal made with a 6x9 envelope and all kinds of fun papers. So I hope you guys will be arting along with us in the months ahead. We have had a lot of fun with the last one, and I think we'll have a lot of fun with this one. So let me read you a quote from my 1001 Ways to Creativity, and then I think I need some lunch. How vain is it to sit down to write when you have not stood up to live? Henry David Thoreau. Interesting? Okay, guys, go have fun. Make some art. Bye-bye.